All right, so good evening, good morning, and all the people who are joining in for this amazing session. So, my name is Dr. Amit, and today we're going to have a different kind of a session altogether where we have got a lot of questions that I'll be answering. And yes, I will be also showing you the kind of questions that we have got. So just to give you an insight of what is going to happen right now, as you are watching me live from YouTube, from Facebook, from multiple other channels, wherever you guys are able to see me. So you can definitely, type in your comments, and I'll be able to, see you from different parts as well. This session is called as Ask Me Anything, and as you know, more than lakhs of people right now are calling me as a Dada, which is a very amazing name. It denotes a brotherhood. So what do? I typically help people to learn how to close deals, and this is something which is done over a period of 37 days with my signature program called as the Fest. And apart from that, many people come to me, Dada, I have nothing to start off with. How do I start yourself? So I help you to find your God mode on, where you start understanding how you can become a consultant with an experience that you have, typically with absolutely zero marketing knowledge and zero budget as well. So those are the signature programs, and there are many other things that I'm going to talk about that. This session is completely dedicated to the people who are connected to me. And if you are watching this from any part of the world, and chances are there that you would be able to get a lot of insights, a lot of information, might be some enlightenment, because these are the questions that we have collected over a period of around last couple of days. And rather than answering each one of them, what I do is I answer it all in one shot. So without any further ado, I'd like to straightway go to the questions that we have here. And the first question, okay, that I have, I think it's better to highlight these questions out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an Excel sheet where we share a kind of a form, and with this form, people fill up their responses, and we'll be taking the questions accordingly. So today we have got a lot of questions, and I'm not sure if we can answer all those them. So let me start, and I'll be working with each of the questions one by one. All right. So let me go ahead and check this out. Okay, just 1 second. So yeah. So the first question that I have, okay, today I'll just share my screen also. So the first question that I have purposely, taken the names and email and phone number off. This is usually shared in a kind of a form, which is called as a happiness form. So where people use only this one question where you can ask me the questions, and I try to answer all your questions out. The first question we have is, only being a closer is enough, or it would be better if we become a coach, example, business coach? Well, it's a good question, and it depends upon at what level of frequency of your mind you are asking me this question. So many of you guys might not know what is a closer. So let me tell you, a closer is a person who closes deals on pure commission basis. So typically this is not a salesman. He does only the last milestones. The last milestones. So how does it work? For example, if there is a consultant or an advocate, or somebody might be a chartered accountant or an influencer, coach, mentor, Guruji, Babaji, Swamiji, whoever. So when they do an advertisement, the leads comes to them, and they have their own churning methodologies, might be in the form of online, offline, events, webinar, any kind of things, and they try to close some deals out there. When these deals are not done, at that point of time, they typically hire experts, and these experts are called as closers. So those experts who can close deals over a phone call are called as virtual closers. Then there are closers for the higher level who can close deals over on online, like a Zoom meeting like this, or probably they can do something on Google Meet or multiple such kind of things. The higher you go, then there are closers who can do platform closing, back of stage closing, B2B, B2C, B2G closings. Then there are people who can do face-to-face closings out there also. So these are like higher level of closings that I'm talking about. If you are typically a closer, typically when you say you are a closer, you don't need to do actually anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to. It's more of a time pass for you, because once you close a deal and you get a kind of a percentage, this is a fantastic business model. Here, you don't need a capital investment. Number two, you don't need anyone to boss you up. Number three, you can make money at your own will. Number four, there is no risk, because you are just closing a deal. That's all. That's all. You are just closing a deal. And then you don't have to learn the ugly digital marketing world. no trading, no finance, and all other things. So I feel a closer is a package by himself. He can do anything and around things. So this is a beautiful way, because if you are learning closing, typically all other areas would be highly designed to probably just support you, because once the money factor has been taken care of, everything becomes a hobby after that. So with that, let's move on to the next question that we have. So I will open up each one of them one by one. So the next question is it's quite a long question. So how and where do we start in exploring, searching different problems that needs solution for? I'll just zoom a little bit so that it is easy for you to have a look. And maybe I can just do a little bit of zoom out here. Okay. I think it is better if I can do it from here. All right. So now this is the question. How and where do we start exploring such different problems that need solution for? If all entrepreneurs are searching for such problems, what is the best way to note and identify opportunities? Is it possible to explain with a short role play? Okay, so guys, as I said, in this forum, I'll not be talking about something which is like very deep inside the systems that we learn, because many of you guys are learning some very deep, intricate things, which I'll not do. But I can tell you one thing is what opportunities are lying with you. In 2023, the scenario is completely changed. If you are somebody who is an entrepreneur, or you are somebody who is an employee, or you might be a freelancer, look, around 10 years back to 15 years back, you study for around 10-20 years and you might get a 30 years of a job. But today, if you study even for 30 years, it is completely based on performance. Make sense? You will not get any chance to showcase your experience and out unless and until there is a result. So if you are not showcasing your results creates your credibility. Your credibility is your entire behavioral structure by which people would hire you. That's all. So it's all the results that matters. So the question that was now asked is, how and where do we start exploring? So look, let me tell you this. If you are looking at just money-making shortcuts, so I can give you that shortcut. There is no other way to make money other than serving. That's the only shortcut. And serving is really a difficult job. You know why? Because you cannot just normally do a serving. If you are just serving, it becomes a kind of a charity. But when you have a service mentality and you have a product or a service that can either do this, any of these three things, only then this money thing, the value to money, the cash, the hard cash comes into being. What are these? Number one, you can minimize somebody's pain. Number two, you can eliminate somebody's pain and problems. Number three, you can actually ensure this person that the pain and the problem is not going to repeat again. So if you are looking at an opportunity, find out what is something that is there with you that can be a potential remedy for somebody's existing pain, problem, and probably fear and aspirations. If you can do that, I think that will be a great job or a great game changer for you. The second part of the same question is, if all entrepreneurs are searching for such problems, competition is a state of mind. Okay, it is no longer like what service you do, but it is also about the quality, the finesse, and in the time that you actually deliver your results with 100% expectation mapping. If you can understand this part, pause the entire video wherever you are watching this, and you go back and replay only this part, and you will understand what I'm talking about. So with that, since we have got a lot of questions, so let me also open it up. The next question is it good to take a loan for fast scale-up business or to scale up slowly with profit? Okay, very beautiful question. And I think people who are, in this journey of entrepreneurship, I think this is the kind of a question. I have faced this question when I also thought, should I take a loan and scale it up, or should I make money and profit and put it back to business? And that is called bootstrapping, actually. That's called bootstrapping. So I have an answer for this. Okay, so the first thing that you need to make an understanding is it's called as financial stability. So you need to access the financial stability of your business. If your business is generating consistent profits and has a strong cash flow, scaling up gradually using your profits, so then it is kind of a good way. The approach minimizes debt and reduces the risk to associated with the borrowing. The second thing that I would like to emphasize is growth opportunities. So evaluate the growth opportunities available to your business. If there are time-sensitive opportunities in the market, or if you are scaling up quickly, would give you a competitive advantage. And yeah, so taking loan might be a viable strategy. You have to figure it out if it is really good in that particular circumstances or not. But however, it is important to do a thorough analysis of potential returns and the risk that is required in terms of the resources that you have and the opportunities also that you have. The third element is called as debt serving capabilities or capacities. So here in this case, consider your ability to service that loan first. Evaluate your business cash flow, and there should be some sort of a projection, and then determine if this additional debt payment can be comfortably managed alongside the financial obligations that you have. I feel a detailed financial analysis will help you to understand the impact of the loan that you are taking and your profitability and the cash flow. And for that, you need to really relax one day, sit with your accountant, auditor, or probably a chartered accountant, whoever is helping you. Find out the last 6 months cash flow systems and processes. Find out the kind of processes that you're expecting. Find out what kind of situations right now you have. That can be natural situations, political situations. You have elections and all those things, or is it like a season where you are doing any kind of an extra business, or you have some international or a global tie-ups or JVs and all these things. There is also one more point I would like to emphasize here. It's called as risk tolerance. So what do I mean by risk tolerance is you need to assess your risk tolerance as an entrepreneur. So taking on debt involves financial risk, as you are obligated to repay the loans regardless to the business performances, right? So scaling up gradually using profits may be more conservative approach, and but definitely there's a lot of risk. There's a risk. So if you are into that, there are areas where you can take anti-risk initiatives like insurances, or probably you can say the checks. There are some kind of people who are also willing to give some support based on certain amount of interest that they do. The last and the biggest thing that I would like to share with you is nothing beats, that is your business plan strategy clearance, or the clarity of your strategy. So here I would definitely ask you to create an entire business plan, and if you have a business plan, get it reviewed by a person who is actually in the business, not just a mentor or a so-called startup guide and those fancy names. Get to a person who is actually in the business. He knows, he understands and feels good. The person who is not running a business and just giving gyan, probably my suggestion would be not to connect with that person, but definitely you can take his guidance. See to it that the person is actually in the business, because if he does not understand the heat of the market, and potentially it is not going to work out for you. So evaluate the potential impact of your operations, resources, and organizational structure also. A well thought out plan is definitely is going to be working out. So in Mantle, what we do is we give you these 8 different dimensions, where we call it as Ashtabahu, that start with R&D, marketing, legal, accounts, HR, operations, and then it goes to the last 2 parts for the sales and admin and management. So these are Vedic systems and processes that has been coming from probably thousands of years back, and it's a very powerful tool to work with. So with that, let me also work on the next question. So guys, I'm giving you a lot of things simultaneously, which might help a lot of people. And people who are watching this, give me a thumbs up, give me a comments, give me a love if you are able to see the power of the answers that I'm going to give to you. These are questions that are asked by entrepreneurs, Festians, the people who are learning how to close deals. There are people who are might be homemakers, students, retired professionals. There are a lot of people who are into different. There might be entrepreneurs also. So this is the question which is really getting a very powerful. So the next question, okay, I will try my level best to give you as much as possible. Okay, so I have got a lot of questions. If you're able to see, I'm just taking the last one, the first one first, and these are questions that has been coming to me from a form. So I'm just going based on the amount. Okay, so just to give you an heads up, the next part is, I have lost the path in my life due to too many choices and people there to tell around me. I have forgotten my true potential. इसलिए भयंकर भटका हूँ. Any help would be great. All right, good. Thank you so much for this question. I feel obliged here because if I can give you a direction, that will be a great thing, guys. But let me tell you this: the biggest guru is actually sitting inside you. जिसको आप लोग आत्मा, परमात्मा, soul, inner self, whatever you want to call it. This inner self is born probably 9 months before you are born, and it's going to die after 13 days. You're going to die. Yeah, this is what I don't say, but this has been spoken by even this particular book called as Bhagavad Gita. So this person who is inside you, if you are not aligned with this guy, then I don't think you will be able to cross the road also. So I really don't get into the philosophical part of it, but only I can tell you, if you are somebody jo aap bhatak gaye ho, and because you have a lot of choice, then you know your answers. Mastery is all about subtraction. So I would like to give you a very powerful thing. It is called as the T-shaped people. Okay, so it's called T-shaped people. This I is called as the depth of learning. Okay, so expertise. Those guys who are I-shaped people, I call them as the guys who have a very powerful stronghold on one particular industry. But in 2023, if you are a very stronghold on something else, let's say you are somebody who is into a digital marketing, it will be completely disrupted by chat GPT, AI, and many other things. So these I people, they might be very good, but there might be disruption in the market that can actually throw him out from his job. And his expertise, his exposures, all his degrees, and all his connections and networks, it's not going to work. So on the other side, if you see the T, the upper bar, it is called as generalistic, where there is a beautiful word. They say, jack of all trades. So you need to learn multiple things in the small part. Might not be in depth, but might be in all. So the ideal T-shaped personality you can see only in a closer, only in those people who are able to do all these things. So why I'm talking about this? So a T-shaped person as a closer would have lot of different kind of ideas. You just throw him anywhere, he will be able to survive. Why? Because they learned something. So the FEST program that I'm talking about, it's a 37 days, a very rigorous program where you get a beast-like power in your body, you get God on your brain, and also you get love in your heart so that you get Lakshmi in your pocket. So what do I mean by this? So the power that you get comes from a very Vedic science without any yogic kriyas or breathing exercises or difficult, physical exercises. But you learn all these things just by sitting in a particular posture, and you are learning about pure business, no nonsense, pure business. And here, what happens is you get a power to sit for 6 hours to 10 hours with probably around 30 minutes of a break. And when you train up your body like this, typically you can learn anything and everything. Just imagine, every week, or probably just 2 days in a week, if you are reviewing this, in 10 hours, you will learn more than anybody else in this world. That's a guarantee. Why? Because the focus, that attention, people can't even sit for 5 minutes without getting distracted. But in fact, people will be sitting for 6 hours to 10 hours as well without any distraction. How does it possible? How is it all doing in 2023, this modern all things? So the question here that came is, I have lost my path. So if you have lost your path, it is not you have lost your path. Might be that is an area where you learn certain things and which can be a great, a great boon for you. So there's a beautiful thing that I would like to share with you. When you are scared of your path, okay, you are in a state of fear. But when you start enjoying that fear, it becomes an adventure. So every people on this planet who are great men, where you are seeking inspiration from, motivation from, they all have gone through very tough situations. Yes or no? Right? They've gone through the very, very tough situations. So when they go through the tough situations, this is one thing. When you do a hard work, no one really cares. No one. But only when you reach to that success, when you get that result, everyone will come back to you and saying, how the hell you did it? So today, if you are finding yourself in a bad situation, confused and tattered, this is an area where you are expanding, my brother. Many people, they are not into that situation. They feel stability. They go back to that same blanket and they just go back. So aap bhatke nahi ho. Might be you are in a place, it is a very, very highly vibrating zone for you. So you are feeling a little discomfort, but challenge you. If you see inside, you will get your true path. How do you do that? Come every day for Mastery. Come every day for one-to-one sessions. Come for the FEST live sessions where everything, all your things. So look, this is what happens. All the most powerful element on planet Earth is iron, the most strongest one. And iron's biggest problem is a disturbance called as rust. That happens only with him. But when you put that iron with a magnet, this is a guarantee iron will never have a rust. So why I'm sharing you this, the problem between a magnet and an iron is a disturbed element. It has got so many things to be disturbed. Yeah. And only when it comes to a polarized magnet, it also becomes polarized. So somewhere you need to surrender, my dear. Somewhere you need to surrender to someone who has been there, done it and dusted it. And this guy is called as a Siddha. Only when you get your Siddha, you might get your Sadhya. That is your purpose. So I hope I have given you deeper instructions out there. Find out who is that person where you can open up. Find out who is that person who can listen to you. Find out that person who listens to you without any biasness, and he is ready to accept you the way you are. If you find that guy, please don't let him go. That is going to be a Siddha for you. So if there is a family who can listen to you like this, please go and get entered into that family. I do not know if this family exists, but we do have a family. It's called as a FEST family. It's called as an AND family, where we give privilege to those guys who share their heart talk. And by the way, there is no limit. It can be 1 hour, 5 hours also. We are all willing to see and learn from you. And we follow a very simple motive that we have learned from the 3 musketeers: one for all and all for one. So with that, let's move on to the next question that we have. All right. So guys, I'm just taking a no breath answers today. The next question is, I have always wanted to travel, meet people, earn, but I haven't found anything like that which can give me that freedom. Can you help me out? Okay. The best help is something, as I said, it is always inside you. But if you ask me, I would rather answer this in a different way. Okay. Look, the freedom you are talking about, probably 10-15 years back when the internet was not there, this kind of a lifestyle might not be possible. And in 2023, with so much of AI powered softwares and tech and all those things, okay, now you've got Chat GPT and many other people. Now everyone is the kind of a consultant of Chat GPT. They're all vomiting out some kind of good things, bad things, combination, they're experimenting. But technically, इनको अभी भी clarity नहीं है कि what they are trying to do. So much of digital garbage is already there. And apart from that, there are new extra Chat GPT created garbage is also coming out there. So in this entire disturbed online situations, how your inner line can be powerful. So I would recommend you, if you are someone who is starting your life, get into freelancing. Consider offering your skills as a freelancer. Depending upon your expertise, you can work remotely and set your own schedule, by the way. So some of the popular freelance fields includes writing. I think writing is a great thing. I would love to recommend you for writing, graphic designing, web development, translations. And there is something that, I call it as more of, creating presentations and slides that can actually help other people to grow as well. So there are a lot of such kind of knowledge share industries are there. There is a word called as digital nomad. I don't know how many of you know this. It's called digital nomad. So you can create a kind of a digital nomad lifestyle of yours where you can work remotely so that you can negotiate a remote work arrangement with your current employer. But definitely you can seek job opportunities. There are a lot of websites like Freelancer, Fiverr, Upwork, so many are there. Another thing which is very, very popular, but there's a lot of competition also, it's called as travel blogger and vlogging with a V. So if you are somebody who loves to write and create videos, you can start a travel blog, YouTube channel. Again, anything in the start is going to be very difficult and very messy. In between, it's going to be horrible. But at the end, there is a bliss if you continue. Persistency and consistency are 2 amazing words. Very, very few people can actually do that. So as your audience grows, you can monetize your content. You can become somebody who can be a chota mota celebrity to bani jaoge, and you can start giving your ways of learnings and other things as well. One of the good things that I would like to recommend you, which I learned it from one of my very close mentee. Okay, she knew only one thing, is she knew English, and she is teaching English abroad. So if you are native English speaker and you are considering English is something good for you, you can do that. Translation is something also you can do online. Right now, there are a lot of people who are looking at colloquial translation and Hindi translations for their products in retail supply chain. There is one more thing which is also very popular nowadays. I would like to also talk about that. That's called as remote entrepreneurship. Okay, so guys, I'm just telling you like whatever is coming in my brain, and I'm fully focused in answering you. Remote entrepreneurship. If you have a business idea on a specific skill set, you can actually start your own online business or offline businesses out there. This can be, an e-based learning or an e-commerce or an e-consulting, e-coaching, creating digital products, affiliate stuff. Yeah, someone was asking me otherwise, affiliate also. So with the right strategy, and if you know how to create this Ashtabahu, even if you are doing an e-commerce site, if you have all these 8 different departments in control, I think no one can stop you from that. So with that, let's me move to the next question. So I'm just taking a small 20-second pause just to take a water break. But in the meantime, people who are watching this live, can you just share, comment, or whatever to tell me that you are live and you are hearing this? And people in Zoom, I think there are a lot of people in Zoom. Just give me a high five if you are getting very powerful answers. I'm giving you something straight from my heart, no preparations. Okay. All right. So thank you. So with that, let me go to the next one. Awesome. Thank you. So the next question is this. Okay, what is the next question? Let me see. After making an offer, how can I attract clients to close deals when my prices are higher than my competitors? Okay, good. So I think the question is incomplete. Okay, it would be better if I could know your product and services. After making an offer, how can I attract clients to close the deal when my prices are higher than a company? Okay, look. So typically in this kind of scenario, I would actually not make an offer. I would not make an offer. Depending upon my ticket size, depending upon my services, I would definitely do a lot of study about my competitions, inbound and outbound competitions, international and national level and regional level of competitions. There are something called as futuristic competitions also. So once we have done this kind of a thing, I typically don't like to negotiate. Okay, don't take it on the other side. Negotiation is for those people who has a competition and who has a product which is not accurate in giving a right, appropriate, standardized, expected outcome. So there are a lot of people who are teaching you, negotiations. There are a lot of institutions are there. God bless them. But typically, if you ask me, if you have a product who has UAG and not USP, what is UAG? Unique, authentic, and genuine product. What is USP? Unique selling propositions. Okay, so selling propositions. You are selling. I don't know. Might be a comb to a bald guy. You might feel good about this, but that is making people fool. That is not ethical and that is not moral. So this comb, you are selling it to a bald guy. Okay, for the purpose of only the hair, but you are trying to do some other finicky things. I would typically say in 2023, it is very, very difficult because people have become smart. They know it. You cannot just fool them up. They can compare. The results are like this on internet, and they all have the access to smartphones and digital devices like this, where they can get an answer. So the question is, how do we do even if you want to charge more? So there is nothing called as charge high or charge less. It is just a figure in your brain. The amount of effort which takes to close a low ticket and the high ticket is almost the same. Only thing is how you position this. And I would also like to tell you, the higher the ticket size is, the lesser you communicate, the more result you show, the more conformity you show. So one of the examples I would like to tell you is, I was hired by an institution to give the corporate training for sales, and they have probably invited around 20 to 25 such kind of consultants, and I was one of the youngest one there. They all gave a lot of presentation, blah, 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 and I was last one. And this is what I did. I did not attend the entire session also. I didn't also go there. What I did is, I just went back and I printed out more than 100 plus testimonials of successful candidates who has, or companies who had actually worked with us, with their phone number, with their email ID, with their personal pictures. I took a printout and it became this fat. So when this guy was telling, okay, why should we work with you, even though there are 25 such kind of people are already there in front of you? I just told them, okay, let's not work with me. I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna give you this. Please read when you get time. And these are all the successful people's answers you have. Decide what you want to do. Result talks louder than action. Okay. So there was a time when words were louder than your thinking and action was louder than words. In 2023, do you have results? Can you show me the numbers because numbers do not lie. Numbers in your bank account doesn't lie. You cannot cheat that number, the financial number transactions out there. So I think I gave you the answer here. So if you are going to charge high, make sure that you have enough value propositions. Make sure that the person understands the value more than his present problems and situations are. Only when the value exceeds the price, the transaction is definitely going to happen. So with that, let me move on to the next part. Okay, so we have got like a few minutes more. Okay, I'll try to do as much possible, guys. Okay, so let me open it up. Okay, could you tell me about affiliate marketing? Okay, it's a big question. Rather than asking me, I think you should do a little bit of a Googling or Wikipedia. By the way, affiliate marketing is a great thing in 2023 because of so much of power of social media, online, and all the stuff that you have. It is a booming industry, by the way, and a lot of people are able to do that. So I think many years back, many years, right now I'm not talking about, I'm talking about like 7-8 years back, I did create something. So that is called as Affiliapreneurs. This is something I'm just trying to open it up for you guys. Affiliapreneurs, yeah. So I created something like this, which is called as the Being an Affiliapreneur. Guys, whatever I'm talking about, this is like 7-8 years back, 7 years back. This is something that we created out there because this is the only course at that point of time which is a risk, recession, and pandemic-proof career. Yeah, so it doesn't have risk, doesn't have recession, doesn't have any kind of pandemic, inputs also. Continuous inflow of funds, 100% spam and scam-free. Work at your own terms and geography. Be your own boss. Okay. This is something, as I said, 6 years old. I'm sure there are a lot of things has included out there. And when I designed all these things, you can actually earn unlimited from affiliate. This is a people talk about passive income. In 2023, if there is a passive income, it's going to be with Affiliapreneurs. Yeah. Earn without any kind of things. If you want to learn about this, if you want the same thing, this is an old version, might be around 5-6 years old, guys. If you want to get the grab a part of it, I do not know the pricing and all these things right now. I just opened it in front of you. So we spoke about, there are a lot of chapters we have created. So what is Affiliapreneur, who should get all these things, managing affinity, finding your ikigai, concept of Affiliapreneurs, how do you position yourself, how do find out the exact pricing, then how do you design all these things, what is authority celebrity, where is the money, how do you find out the money part of it, valuation creation, how to do all these things, 4 kind of communication structures, aim of intellectual capitals, how do you learn hunting, how do you get your ideal prospects. And by the way, I would also like to tell you, this is something which is a very, very old thing that I'm showing it to you guys. In 2023, we have actually moved from this part of Affiliapreneurs to a version new age. Am I selling Affiliapreneurs? Absolutely no. No. This is only for those people who are connected to me. If they want to get a sneak peek of it, please connect to the support team. And people who are watching me on these things, we do not sell this kind of courses out there where there are a lot of people are trying to do something out there. These are certain things, as I said, this is just a small eyewash for some point, but the exact thing is, it's called closing. Even if you're an Affiliapreneur, you need to learn closing on text, closing on video, closing on creative, closing on call, closing on one-to-one communications like this, and closing on stage. And there are many other things. So at the end of the day, there is not a single penny going to be there unless and until you know how to close a deal. Now, how you're doing it on phone or on call, on text or through affiliates is absolutely something that I leave it to you. All right. So affiliate marketing is, a powerful concept. Just to give you an insight for those, please go. This is called resourcefulness. Please go and type in Google and YouTube and many other places. You will get a lot of things. For example, if you want to sell my product, let's say I have my books and all these things, and I give you the power with a kind of a commission. So typically those products which are not been sold by the author themselves or the creator themselves, they always try to get a joint venture with them. It is not bad, it is okay. Joint venture with somebody who can do some digital marketing or stuff like that. So they promote somebody else's product and they get a higher commission. But my only request is look into all those people who are into affiliate marketing. What kind of products? Many people doesn't know that what products to select. Sometimes those people who are creating this product, they might tell you, okay, this product, I will give you 80%, 90%. Please understand why they are giving 80%, because they themselves know product mein dam nahi hai, ya to product chalta nahi hai, ya to unko khud nahi mila malum hai, or either they don't have their confidence. So if you're an affiliate, please don't get just closed with this low-hanging fruits or shiny ball syndromes. My suggestion is get into closing. Only when you learn closing, you will understand, is this product really worth? Is it really creating something good or not? All right. So yeah, so I'll just like to go to the next question out of it. All right. So next question that I have in front of me. So I just can take like few more questions. I know there are a lot of questions that are still pumping inside. All right. The next question is, when a customer is undecided and taking longer time to respond, how to close the deal immediately? Okay, now this is a kind of a very simple problem that we are getting every day, and that's why closers are in high demand, because you know how to close deal faster. So again, I'll read it. When a customer is undecided, I mean to say, I think the person who has written this, he says like, if he is not in a decision making. So I would like to give you a very powerful thing here. Look, there are 4 kind of decisions are there. Okay, guys, this 1 hour is so powerful, you might not need to go for 10, 20 different kind of programs and such kind of people who are teaching you sales. Okay, I have a lot of respect for many people, but here I would like to tell you, any sales or any kind of closing happens because of 4 decisions. How many? 4 decisions. So what are these 4 decisions? Number 1, it's called as a straight line. Whatever this guy has decided, he's going to buy that. He likes this particular car, this particular color, this particular make or a model. So he's going to buy the same car. No second questions. This is a very, very definitive closing. So here you don't have any time. The second kind of decision is called as the deviation and deflections, where he has options. So he will try a lot of different kind of combinations. These guys are typically analytical guys. So you should also know customers are of majorly many different varieties are there. I'm just going with the basics one. One is a impulsive buyer, and another one is a more of, I'll say, analytical buyer. They go with a lot of detailed stuff. All right. So I would like to share you the third one. The third level of decision is called as power of pause. Some people, they get into this pause mode. Okay, I will think over and get back to you, and let me compare, let me study, and blah blah. So this is the question which is typically on the third phase, and the fourth phase is called U-turn. Okay, so the question is, when a customer is not able to decide and taking longer time, that means he's in the third phase. He's taking time, but please understand, when some people say, okay, let me think over and get back to you, I will talk to my parents and come back to you, or spouse and come. So it is a very polite way to buy time. Number 2, it's a polite way to just come out of that heat of the moment, so that he gets some space where he can breathe. Yeah, sometimes closing can be like, gale pe baat aa jayegi. So this is also an alibi. This is also an excuse for people to come out of that, that hammering session. Okay, either you buy it or you go kind of things. At this point of time, please understand, if you are trying to push this deal forward, the deal will become bitter. They will hate you, and they will definitely going to be getting into not an objection model, but it will be a refusal model. And I'm sure you don't want that. So here are a couple of tips that you want to do. Find out if he's telling, or if he's getting into a decision that has to be, I call it as the delayed decision. Find out what existing solution that person has, which is working better or at par with your product. Number 2, find out his urgency. Okay, if the urgency is not there, then what are those kind of hot buttons and hot points by which you can create that urgency? So I cannot talk all these things probably over this kind of things. You need to get onto the Fetch Inside program, where we learn about all these things, like how you can do all these things, and that too magically, without using any kind of scripts, and they give you a lot of these hacks and all this. No, bare hand, come bare hand. You create your own weapons and kill anything that is in front of you. I would like to probably give an answer, like how do you actually close this kind of clients? Is you don't close these clients. Never close these clients. Never go for ROI. Some people go with a lot of things. Okay, my product has blah, 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 blah. And if you're going to do that, you are actually pushing this guy more far. Find out what is his hot button. What is the main thing that he wants? Many times, what you see is basically a symptom, not the actual problem. You need to catch hold of the actual problem and tell him, hey, boss, do you know the problem? Great. Do you know that you have the problem? Amazing. Do you know that there is a solution? Wow. Do you know that we have the solution for you? That's good. Do you know how much does it cost so that this solution can be applied for your problem? And do you know how fast it works or how better it works? If this competition, if this awareness is of that level, I don't think so the customer would have any kind of an area to give you a second choice. So only when, if you have gone to that fear stage of the highest level and they get into that FOMO, fear of missing out, I think there is no question of confusion. Confusion happens only when the client and the prospect, they have got multiple options. So how do you stand out? This is something that I will not be able to tell you here. So for that, I think there is something else there. So quickly, I'm just taking this next question. All right, so I don't know if I can do all the questions, and there are still some questions that are still pouring in. And what is a smart way to hire and ensure the staff sticks? Wow. This is a management question, but I would like to tell you in a very funny way. You will never get your ideal candidate. Take it from me. I can write and give it to you. If you are getting, you are so damn lucky. You are so damn lucky. So you don't get the ideal people. Okay. I have two ways to look into this. Some people, they do something called as ready, aim, fire. That is how they start hiring people. But my way of talking, okay, this is my personal attribute. I would rather say ready, fire, and then aim. That means first you hire them, okay, and based on certain qualifications, if it is really required. But in 2023, qualification, it doesn't make any sense. Find it out what these people have got the results in the previous engagements, projects, or companies. And if it is something which is relevant to and lucrative for you, then you go into the negotiation part of the salary. Again, I'm telling you, don't negotiate the salary. Show them the better side of their career. Just for mere money, you can buy somebody, but you cannot buy somebody who has a vision of an ownership. Leadership is a bogus word for me. Why? Because if you're looking at leadership, it is like all about me. But when you're looking at ownership, so you are looking to hire somebody who takes the similar kind of an ownership like you. Yes or no? Hello? Give me a high five. Right? So you need that kind of a person who can actually, take charge. And he does not need that extra saying, okay, this is my job description. This is my key responsibility areas. I will not do anything beyond my KPIs. Okay. You need somebody who can do beyond that. 2023 is of a person who can actually outwork others, outsmart others, and outspend others. So how do you find this guy? You cannot find this guy. You need to sit with this guy first, make him understand about your company charters or your company, the different kind of the behavior that you have. I call it as the company culture. If your company culture itself is not good, the environment is not good, then nothing is going to good. So how do you do that? The interaction between people to people. Point number 2. So how do you keep this gentleman with you always? So number 1, first you do, let them see you doing it. Okay. We always love to work in a company where the owner of the company or the person who is in charge is always looking to work under, a right kind of an atmosphere, creates that environment, creates that safety, security, and high level of career upliftment. If you look at our ex-president, he is no more, Mr. Kalam. I remember one of the stories where he actually took his, colleague's son for a fair where he overheard him that, okay, beta, I'm going to take you out. But he was so busy in the work, Kalam himself, he went out and he took him. So that is called ownership. It is beyond leadership. So if you want to hire somebody, please don't hire somebody. Create a family feeling. See, the best thing that I want to tell you in business is called as R. So the difference between contact and contract is relationship. That R is so powerful. And this is how you do anything, is how you do everything. You build your team, the team builds the businesses build the entire nation, man. Both of them guaranteed. So if you are finding this session is very powerful, I would love to ask you for giving your right comments, write down your questions, connect with me. This 1 hour is called as Date with Dada. Yes, you are going to ask me your questions, and jitna mujhe malum hai, main batane ki koshish karunga. Do I know everything? No. If I do not know, I will try to get the help from my seniors, my mentors, my gurus, and those amazing people who are running the show. Yeah. And if they can't, then probably I will sit with you and start working on that. Because remember one thing, in business, your problem is my profit. So your question, your doubt is also a profit for me. The more I'm answering you, the more I am learning along with all these people, right? So if you're finding something which is very powerful, give me some flair, give me some love, give me some thumbs up. All right. So if you are here, let me just see, probably in the next 5 minutes, I would like to answer one or two questions. I'm not refreshing my page. I know there will be a lot of other questions also. So I'll just try to answer whatever the questions I have. Always end the conversation with the next steps. Can you share some examples for it? Absolutely. So this is what I do. Okay. So I'm meeting you on this particular day, and this is what's going to happen. On the next month's second Friday, at this particular time, I'm going to take up some new questions. Even if you are not in my community, then you can be that. Okay, I would always like to have that. And if you are a person who has some questions, but if you are just want to get an answer, please write to us, and the link will be given to probably you guys, or you can write to support@amitnath.in. I am more happy to share my little bit of experience that I have, in that T-shaped world that we have been through. So if you are somebody who is looking for an immediate answer, might be you have tried, tested every goddamn thing in your life. You have gone for different people, different institutions, different openings, and different books that you have read, but still you are confused. Still you are thinking, hey Bhagwan, koi to ho. Maybe you can write your questions to me. I would love to give you all the answers. ये 1 घंटा solid आपके लिए है. I don't come with any kind of preparations. I talk from my heart. Whatever is in front of me, the people are writing to me. I just open it up and I'm talking to you. So does it mean that I know more? No, I don't know more. I'm still willing to learn. I can still do mistakes. And if I have done mistakes, please maaf kar dena. Don't write any kind of comments. But I think एक maturity ये होता है कि rather than finding faults in me, why not you give me those inputs, suggestions? I would love to learn from you as well. I think that is the good part of being a good person. So with that, let me just give you the next stuff. All right. So always end the conversation with the next steps. Okay, so this is what happens. Okay, it gives you a power follow-ups technique. Okay, PFT, power follow-ups technique. So what I mean by this is when you end the meeting, talk about the next agenda, the next decision, the next timing, the next venue, and the next probably the people who are going to be around you. And it's so powerful. So for example, okay, if I'm going to talk to you today, I would like to say, okay, so when is the next meeting happening? So you might say, okay, might be next month. Date that out. When I say date that out, take out your Google calendars or whatever the calendars you have, mark it, take it off, take a pen and paper, write it down, and immediately send a message to him. Okay, this will help you in power networking. It's called as power follow-up techniques. So what do you write in this? Number one, why do we need to meet? Agenda, clarity. What decisions are we going to do? What events are we going to connect with? What are the discussion topics that we have? And where are we heading next? So this is a very powerful thing. And there are a lot of people, including Napoleon Hill, Karma Hill, and many other such kind of people. They call this as the mastermind technique of getting together. So with that, let me push on to the next question. Okay. The next question is, let me see. When can I meet you for a few minutes, Dada? I live close to your place, and it would be unfortunate if I cannot make use this opportunity to meet you. All right. So this is something which is a very good question. On 29th of this month, I am creating a live event which is happening in Bangalore. And if you want to know more about this, just comment it wherever you are. This is exclusively for my family. But if you are somebody who is willing to meet me and you want to share your things, this is a live event which is going to be a 7 to 8 hours where we're going to talk about some of the things which typically you won't find around Google, Wikipedia, guarantee. Yeah, you will not find this because these are very, very deep insights which are happening inside the world of B2B markets and B2C, B2C, P2P business process, and many other things which we'll be talking or speaking on that particular day. On 29th, I'm also going to share something which is a very confidential element, which is called as a no cell phone meeting. So 2 hours, there will be no cell phones in that particular house. There will be no cameras. There will be bouncers around you. Yes, and it is going to be a very, very powerful sessions where I'm going to reveal some deepest secrets of business, which probably I have never revealed outside out there. And this can actually transform anyone from a normal person, and you go out as a Hulk version 2.0 with a lot of powers in your brain. So remember one thing, the 29, this is the transformation, बहुत छोटी सी बात है. I'm talking about transcendence, प्राण प्रतिष्ठा. रूपांतरण तो कोई भी कर सकता है, प्राण प्रतिष्ठा करके दिखाओ, एक पत्थर भी शिवलिंग बनेगा. So that's the power that I'm going to talk to you. So yeah, so 29th is the date for you, and please connect with support at amitnath.in, or else I can give you the phone number of my support team, 9071 300 700. Just connect with them. It's a WhatsApp number. Don't spam them up. Okay, 9071 300 700. Am I doing a promotion? No. No, we will also say if you are somebody who is outside, you want to come and meet us, you need to go through our selection process. This is only for our family. We have very limited seats, and these limited seats are, I don't know, do we have seats? Maybe my team, you can tell me if we have seats left. All right, next question. Okay, we don't have much time. I'm just going to tell you, in spite of, okay, let me just do this. In spite of understanding, okay, I think I just need to highlight this. In spite of understanding that closing is the fastest area of progress and growth, there is always that attraction towards the area of our interest. Absolutely, I agree with you. As we can't leave that area, what is the method to integrate that with closing and lead a balanced life? Beautiful question. I love you, brother. Brother, sister, I don't know who has written this. I'm not going to disclose your name. Look, my suggestion is take care of your entire monthly expense in the first 1 week. उतना पैसा कमा लो कि आपका जो next 3 weeks are there, which is completely blank, because you don't need to have money. And on those 3 weeks, these are the 3 things you should do. Number 1, create those kind of things that gives you happiness, not only to you, to your family, to the world, to the nation. Do something for goddamn on the spirituality mode and also on the community mode. So that is the first week is your earning potential. Second week is your giving potential. Third thing is your hobby potential. So whatever you love to do, your passion, you want to sing, you dance, you want to travel, whatever, take care of that. It's fine. And the last one is the spiritual potential. So unless and until you mix up spirituality with your business, business is the best religion of the world. Best religion. You know what? Every business, they say customer is king. Yes or no? No, customer is not a king. Customer is a patient. That's why he needs your support. That's why he needs your solutions. Yes or no? So when you are able to give that kind of a solution, you are taking their pain, you are taking their problems, you're taking their ignorance and giving them the enlightenment that they wanted in a small part of gratitude in the form of money, service, blessings, or whatever the way. So I think that's a great way. So I think I have answered your point. If you can't live your passion, then earn so much that your life becomes the passion. All right. So with that, I think I'll take one last question, and let me see if the question opens up. Okay. Okay. Now this is something which is a little deeper. I would like to open the session for you. Okay. Let me just open this. Okay. And let me just bold this part. My brother is a naturopathic and acupressure doctor. He has started an online classes for the same couple of months ago. Response is good. Earlier students were organic. He wants to scale up now. Can you guide few points? What should be the steps to be done? Okay. Oh man, this is a favorite question because every marketer's problem is this. Okay, they love to talk so much, but unfortunately we don't have much time. But quickly, let me tell you this. Okay, the fastest way to scale up is spend more on your marketing. Number 1. Okay, when you spend more, so other people have an ambition to earn more. My ambition that I would do probably amalgamate with you and your life is when you spend more on your marketing, you grow up 10 times more. So if you are somebody who has just started, aapka agar paisa kam hai, then go and create credibility. How? Talk to your patients who are getting cured, get their credibility, get their videos, get their testimonials, and showcase it in a ratio of 70-20-10. 70% value dalo. Social media, keep on writing content, keep on coming on YouTube, keep on coming on live sessions like this, and share to the world about those things that will empower them. Number 2, give 20% of the credibility. Okay, that what good results your patients have got, or probably your people who have got from you. Talk about what is their entire journey, where they were, and after your support and suggestions, where these guys are. So when you take them to that pain journey, to the gain journey, people would love to connect with you because you are showing them something which is very powerful. And the last part that I would like to share with you on this entire journey is the last 10% is something which has to be a direct selling. You need to tell them, boss, you need to, because look, in social media, everyone, if talks about value, then it becomes a dustbin of values. Someone has to tell them, go there, click there, pay there, register there, and do something. Yeah. So I think that is one very powerful thing, is you need to also tell them that you don't get the entire value unless and until you overcome. Look, unless and until a surgeon tells them, okay, you need to pay the money, take the pen, only then you can become enlightened. Yes or no? Yes or no? A surgeon has to close the deal, and it is very tough because someone is closing with knife. Okay, he's going to cut you open. Trust me, the surgeon is going to cut you open. Yeah, and you're going to put your hands inside your heart, and you're going to do something by which you will have a fantastic, future forever. And the same thing business, as we do it. So let me also do the 10% here. Is it a sales? No. Is it a solution? Yes. So if you want to connect with me or my team, if you want to connect with the programs that is called as FEST, which is a 37 days structure by which people get into the closing mode and they can also work with us, and we share a kind of a commission with each other. It is a no risk, no capital, no bullshit, no bosses, no digital stuff, no coding, and no hacking out there. So if you want to get into those kind of things where you can live your life at your own command from any goddamn place of the world, then I think closing is something that is going to be the future, where even ChatGPT also can't take over, where even demonetization, pandemic, what else? Give it to me. Okay, COVID, okay, a tsunami, natural calamity. The more these kind of things are there, the more you will be able to close out there. So I think this is one of the biggest way. So is it something for you that you can do it? Absolutely, yes. Who can do that? Anyone, from homemakers to students to retired to freelancer to entrepreneurs, from 600 crores company owners. Yes, they are also my students. From a very small humble kid, which is just 16 to 17 years old, he has broken my records also, $10,000 in less than 2 hours time. And now we are able to see some amazing things out there. I'm not here to showcase the testimonials and all these things. This is a session where I'm here to answer you straight from my heart, no preparations, direct, point blank. So with that, let me pause today's session out there. If you found this powerful session, I will never beg for subscribe and share, comment, and all these things. But I will definitely need a brother or sister who is looking to hold each other's arms. Don't go before me. Don't go after me. Let's walk together, because walking together is a longer milestone. My name is Dr. Amit, and to stay with me for such a long time, thank you so much. I hope I have given you something that would help you to give you the directions. It might not be an enlightenment, but I'm sure you have got some new ways to look at it. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye. Take care. Sayonara. Good night. Sleep tight. Close more. And always remember, you are closer than you